Let's get out of here, quickly!
What? What's going on?
Rarity! I came as soon as I heard. What happened?
Oh, Twilight! It's awful, horrible, dreadful, perhaps even the worst possible thing!
Uh-huh. And that would be...
Why, Twilight? Do I detect skepticism? Well, I shall have you know that last night I became a victim! A tragic, tragic victim! Woe is me! I shall never recover from this injury that's been wrought upon me!
English, Rarity.
I was in the zone, Twilight. But if I must, last night I was stolen from!
Stolen from? What was stolen?
They were stolen, Twilight! Both of them!
Who?
My two jewels! True Blue and Opal!
Ahem. Twilight, what Rarity is trying to say is that thieves broke into the Carousel Boutique last night and stole both the True Blue, a large sapphire that she had recently acquired when gem hunting, and Opal, which is her cat.
How could they? How could they? Oh, my poor, poor darling, all alone out there with those ruffians!
I'm gonna go ahead and hope that she was talking about her cat there. What happened? Do you have any idea who did this?
Well, no. I'm afraid we haven't the slightest idea.
Ponyville doesn't really have much of a police force, you see, so we are a little under-equipped to handle something like this. This doesn't happen very often, you know. An investigative team from Canterlot has agreed to look into it, but I'm afraid they won't be here for a few days.
A few days? But the thieves might be long gone by then, and... Wait, is this the same investigative team as last time?
Exactly what happened last time? I can't seem to recall.
The one brought in to investigate the baby that went missing and which ended up being found unharmed in the closet?
Ah, yes, I do recall that, but I'm not sure where you're going with.
The one that somehow managed to implicate Pinkie Pie in a fictional Dragon X smuggling ring?
Well, yes. Yes, that's the one. Think positive, Twilight. They may, perform better this time. Yes, that's the ticket. Well, there's not much for it either way, Twilight. After all, no pony in our town has any experience with the sort of thing. We'll just have to wait it out. Oh, I have so much to do at the moment. I simply can't stay around any longer. We'll get to the bottom of this as soon as that investigative team arrives, Rarity. You have my word.
I'm afraid she's right, you know. We shall simply have to wait it out.
If that investigative team gets their hooves on this case, who knows what ridiculous things they might come up with this time? There has to be a better way. Rarity, I'm on the case.
I beg your pardon, Twilight?
Some pony needs to get to the bottom of this, right? Well, I volunteer. I've had experience investigating crime before, after all.
Twilight, I'm really not sure if that's such a grand idea.
Well, I mean, sure. That particular investigation pretty much involved completely airtight evidence that directly identified the culprits in one go. And it also included an eyewitness who saw almost everything who could lead me exactly to the clues. But it's not like the team from Canterlot will be much better, right?
Forgive me, Twilight, if your words do not inspire a great deal of confidence.
It'll be fine. Don't you worry, Rarity. I'll have this case wrapped up in a jiffy. Mystery novels came through for me then, so surely they'll come through for us again.
Hey!
Gah! Pinkie! Where in Equestria did you come from?
Oh, well, I was walking by and I was all, my assistance is needed, and I must fulfill my duty.
Uh-huh. What are you doing?
Helping a pony in need. Duh!
who knows something about investigations, not you. Remember what happened last time?
Of course I do, silly! But this time is completely different! I have, wait for it, a walkthrough!
A what?
A walkthrough, silly! For this game, the way things work are completely different than last time! Honestly, sometimes I worry about her.
Pinky, you're talking to some bushes.
Oh, Twilight! I'm not talking to those old things! I'm talking to them! Out there! Do you see what I have to work with here?
You know what? I'm not even going to ask. Just, do your thing, Pinky.
Okie dokie dokie! Well, the first step of any investigation is to move around. You can't find anything if you don't move your little rock to where the clues are. So, to walk places, you first lift your hoof up and move it in front of your other hoof.
Pinky, I'm pretty sure I know how to walk.
Oh, right! But I bet you've never walked like this before. Now, if you want her to walk, well, you just gotta click on a spot you want her to walk to and she goes. Or, if you want her to keep moving, just press and hold and she'll walk towards your cursor. And, of course, if you wanted to get somewhere lickety-split, just double-click and hold and she'll run, run, run like the wind.
I'm pretty sure I can walk myself.
Oh, Twilight, don't you worry your pretty little head about the details. They'll figure it out, and that's a pinky promise.
Okay, so now we know how to move. Great, but what about, examining evidence?
Oh, that's simple. If you want to talk to someone or look at something, all you gotta do is click on it. Easy peasy. Why, I bet if you clicked on that broken window there, you'd think of lots of things to say about it.
It's just a window.
Yeah, but you gotta keep them happy, right? So you better think of something to say about it. Otherwise, they might get upset.
Right, of course. We wouldn't want to make them upset after all.
And that's it!
That's it?
That's it! Well, that's not it, but it's it for now, because the other it's come later. You're not ready for those it's yet, though. Don't you worry about them.
Okay.
Okie dokie, and I'm off. Bye, Twilight! And I'll see you real soon, too. Catch you later.
That was fascinating, was it not?
That's one way to describe it.
But useful, wouldn't you say? Though I must confess, I still do not believe that this is a good idea.
Don't worry, Verity. I'll get to the bottom of this before that investigation team even gets here. Well, that's sure one way to get into a building. You'd think a jewel thief would be more, well, subtle than that. You know, I always see those tents when I come by here, but I've never actually learned what they are. Maybe they're merchants. Seems like they'd be closer to town square, though. Or gypsies? I'd have thought they would have left by now if so. Or maybe it's all a big front for a secret group of dragon egg smugglers, and they're all hoping that, just like I have all this time, we pay them no mind because they're just tents of no consequence in the background. When all this time, right under our noses, they've been shifting dozens upon dozens of illicit dragon eggs to a shadowy, nefarious crime boss! Nah, probably gypsies. I'm not done investigating the crime scene yet. I should look around more. Just a flower bush. Nothing special, really. Although, now that I take a closer look, there's a ball here. With a note? Sometimes a pony just has a plain old ball emergency, and that's why I've set these up. Play around with it as much as you like. Just make sure you return it here when you're done with it. Wouldn't want some pony to have a ball emergency and not be able to solve it. Okie dokie Loki. Somehow, I get a sense for who put this here. The tree that Opalescence keeps getting stuck in. It seemed to have become a bit of a habit of hers ever since Rainbow Dash put her there to convince Rarity to come out of her room. One time, Winona chased her up that tree. Applejack was awfully apologetic, but we spent quite a while trying to convince her to come down. Then another time, Rainbow Dash was practicing her aerial acrobatics and kind of messed something up, causing her to crash right into Carousel Boutique and making poor Opal scurry up that tree once again. And then there was the time that the Cutie Mark Crusaders were trying to get their cutie marks in interpretive dance. I don't really know exactly what happened, but by the time they were done, we had a tiger loose in Ponyville, Rarity's hair was on fire, and Opalescence was back up in the tree. Again. Needless to say, Rarity did not like their, interpretation of dance. Anyway, she's not in the tree this time. Surprisingly enough. A strange star-shaped object? I can't say I know what this is, but it looks out of place, which makes it a clue in my book.
Why, thank you, darling. But I'm afraid that I haven't a clue what I'd use it for. Terribly sorry, but I simply cannot accept this gift.
I wasn't giving it to you. The boutique's looking as good as ever. I thought we'd never get it fully repaired after Cheerilee literally tore its front wall away from the rest of the building. But then along came Pinkie Pie. Then a song started. Then a chorus joined in. I don't even know where they came from. And then somehow, 3 minutes later, the Carousel Boutique was good as new. One of these days, I really have to resume my studies of Pinkie. Wow, these are some really nice bushes. Very eye-catching. So much that you might think that they're important. But they're not. The boutique's looking as good as ever. Just a flower bush. You know,